Good morning and happy Tuesday. I know you're surprised to see me 2 days in a row. I know. But I thought I would do a little intro video because I do have some new subscribers. I'm sorry my gray hairs are like sticking up like porcupines. I'm not going for my hair color until August 14th, so I just have to deal with it, and that's okay. Today, by the way, if you don't know, is Lipstick Day. Isn't that interesting? All these little holidays and things that are made up by people on the calendar. That's okay. This lipstick that I'm wearing is unique, and the lipstick name is Mischievous. Mischievous. That word that is very hard for me to pronounce, but you know what I'm talking about. So just a little introduction because like I said, I've got some new subscribers and just want to tell you who I am and what my channel is about. And of course, to say that I appreciate you all being here. Like a lot of us on content creators on YouTube, we're trying to get to that 1,000 and watch time hours so that we can get monetized. I've been on YouTube now, I would say, I don't know, I think 4 years. If not more, maybe 5. But I started out doing and following the Budget Mom Kumiko Love, and just started to hold myself accountable by doing budget videos. And I still use the Budget Mom by Paycheck Workbook. I enjoy using it. Part of me thinks that I need to go back to like her very first series of videos. I watch a lot of videos, so I do like to watch different content creators' budget and how they budget their money, how things have changed in the last few years. I've noticed a huge difference from last year to this year. I don't feel like I'm making more money, but I certainly feel like we're spending more. And I think that has a lot to do with just the economy right now. The days of going to the grocery store for a few things and walking out with $20 worth of a few things has now suddenly turned into walking out with $50 to $60 worth. So I'm very mindful, or I'm trying to be very mindful and intentional with shopping and spending. And I do work a full-time job, which is where I'm heading. Usually most mornings when you see me, I work about 10 to 15 minutes away. And I've been here 3.5 years, and I am the go-to person in the office. I call myself the office administrator / manager / assistant project manager / right-hand woman, you know, all that jazz. It's only myself and another co-worker and estimator who actually work in the office. My bosses are a husband and wife, and the wife usually works from home, and the husband's always on the road. I mean, they stop in for sure, but primarily it's myself and my co-worker Tom that are in the office. And I really love this job, and I'm grateful that I found it in January of 2022. You know, some days, of course, we all want to get paid a little bit more. I think that I am at a good pay rate, but I also feel like I go above and beyond on an everyday basis. And, you know, I would like to ask for a raise. Part of me is not afraid to ask for a raise. I think I would get one, but I'm also that type of person that I feel like, you know, that my bosses should see, you know, the kind of work that I do and know that, you know, I don't want to say they wouldn't survive without me, because let's be honest, every position in life can be survived without the person, right? But, you know, they know I'm a good worker. They know, they trust me, and, you know, I do go above and beyond. And that's really just my personality, so I'm okay with that. You know, I would like to ask for a little bit more money. So maybe by the end of this year, I will go ahead and ask for that. In the meantime, I do work quite a bit of side hustles. So I used to work for a town in different aspects of that municipality, And one of the things that I used to do is, for like at least 10, 15 years or more, was a minute taker. You know, like your local town, if you're a townie or you know anything about your town, like a planning board, a zoning board of appeals, conservation, you know, if that makes any sense to you. So I would go in and, you know, record the minutes, because the minutes have to be recorded per usual the state law. So when I left the town that I was working in, which was my hometown, I actually started getting these side gigs for different towns in the area to be their minute taker. So currently I have one town the town that I currently work in full time. I do the minutes for 3 boards in that town. That is the town that doesn't pay me very well. You know, I'm getting every excuse in the book now. Oh, you know, I held all your timesheets until your new contract with your new pay increase went through. Okay, that was like in June, and it's now end of July. So, you know, the girl that I go through last night said, "Oh, Patty, give me a call when you get a chance." So I waited. You know, I told you that I waited until until your contract was. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. I know you waited, but does it still take 2 months for, you know? Again, I mean, it's a town. Get to it, people. Oh, they just drive me crazy, and it's close to $1,000 that they owe me. I just think that money could be doing so much more in my bank account than in theirs. So hopefully this week, I don't know. I say that every week, but I was hoping for it last week. Okay, so I do 3 meetings in that town, and then I do a town right next door. I do 2 meetings in that town. I just got a second one. So I got another town, 3 towns. I do 3 towns. So 3 in one town, 2 in one town, 2 boards in another town. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to go to another town to talk about minutes and kind of clerk stuff for their zoning board. I would like that to work out. However, you know, I don't mind doing the minutes and some of the like agenda posting, etc. But we'll see if they'll be willing to work with me, because, you know, I obviously work full time. I'm not leaving my full time job, not by any stretch. I'm trying to do these minutes to get more money to pay off debt. And if I get this other town that I'm interviewing for tomorrow, I'm going to use that money specifically for, you know, debt repayment, because that's one of our, you know, goals, is to really become debt free. So I am a 55-year-old mom and wife. My husband is self-employed, so he gets paid from the business every 2 weeks. But the business also has, anybody who's self-employed, you know, your business has business expenses, and then you may or may not get a check from the business. We went to an S Corp about a year ago, and he does get paid now a check every 2 weeks. But you need to have money in that business account in order to pay the check. So far, so good. I do see like a little bit of a difference. It's not, you know, you can still take money from the business, but, you know, it has to really be accounted for federal and state taxes. Anyway, okay. So I'm married. I have a daughter who is going to be 14 on August 3rd. God bless her little heart. She has cerebral palsy. She was a micro-preemie, but she's the light of our lives. And, you know, everything I do is for her. Let's be honest. Being a parent of a special ability child is sometimes really tough, but it's a very rewarding experience as well. And we have always treated her like a typical child. We fight for her like a typical child. And, you know, sometimes it's not easy going against the school and other things that you need to do, but we wouldn't want it any other way, right? God chose us to be her parents, and we're blessed to be her parents. And her name is Grace. Grace Lucia. Good Italian name. So that is me in a nutshell. So I'm 55. Don't tell anybody, because I know I look younger than that. I'm on a GLP-1 journey. I started off taking Trulicity, and I lost about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years, and I lost quite a bit with that. And now I've been on Zepbound since the end of May. Definitely steady weight loss, pound to 2 pounds a week. And I know everyone in this community will say that's great, and, you know, just stay the course. I don't feel like the weight's just going to fall off overnight. You know, I'm not one of those people. However, just a little push in the downside would be good. Let's see, am I missing anything? Did I not tell you anything? So my YouTube channel is about my financial journey, definitely getting out of debt and being intentional with our money, saving, and spending. My GLP-1 journey, which is my weight loss and health journey. My beautiful daughter who has special abilities, and just being her voice, a voice for her. And then I, throw in some ramblings in the morning, as you can see and hear. And I also, I was going to say something else, like, hauls, like grocery hauls, which I have like a whole thought process on grocery hauls. Like this past weekend, we didn't go grocery shopping because we are not going to be here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And, what we're going to make do with what we have in the freezer and the pantry, which we have been. I was actually very sick last night. I don't know. I was very nauseous. Not sure what that was about. I have not been nauseous on the Zepbound, so I know it's not that. But I wasn't feeling good. So today is going to be kind of on eating. And, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I did some minutes last night. Submitted another timesheet today. I have to definitely finish some minutes tonight because I already submitted another timesheet to the other town this morning because I wanted to get paid on Friday. And that's my story. We're heading to North Conway, New Hampshire on Thursday for just a little mini getaway. Thursday, Friday, Saturday we come back probably early Saturday afternoon, and then really just have to get ready for Gracie's birthday party on Sunday. Then it starts all over again. But if I can do a little video while we're away showing you Grace, and we're going to go to Storyland in New Hampshire. I'll try to get that out for you. So thanks for being here. I'm going to go into work now. It's 6:20, and hopefully my boss has processed payroll. Because once payroll is processed, then, it's a whole thing that I have to do. She just submits the button. I process payroll. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here. Subscribe. And give me a thumbs up if you like my content. Happy Tuesday.